Hello everybody, how y'all doing out there tonight? Welcome to the show. I'm your host Big T, right here with all of you guys tonight, and this is your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show for today, Monday, July 24th, 2023. The Judgment Day is overexposed at the hands of WWE Creative. I will explain how and why the Judgment Day just being overexposed is not a good thing. So kick back, relax, we'll get everything going here. We'll hit the introductions, get this party started, and your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show will be coming your way next. Don't go away, because I will be right back.
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T.
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring. Big T.
It is Monday night, guys, and you know what that means. We're back here for WWE Monday Night Raw. How are you doing? Alright, so welcome to the show. I'm your host Big T, right here with all of you guys today. And this is your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show for today, Monday, July 24th, 2023. So I hope everybody is doing well out there tonight and enjoying themselves. And I wish I could say that we had a good episode of Raw, but if you want me to be straight up honest with you guys now, tonight's Raw was just the show sucked, really. I mean, the best part was Ricochet's promo, to be honest with you. I mean, once I get into everything and I really break this show down, I think you guys will understand more. So, you know, we'll get into it, we'll talk about everything. Dart says, can't wait for the show. Today is my birthday. It's been a good one, so. Well, Darth, happy birthday to you, or should I say, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Darth. Happy birthday to you. There, it's a little more appropriate. Hopefully, you had a great birthday and you'll be around for a long, long time and continue to check out the show because it is much appreciated. Alright, guys, don't forget, usual plugs here. Don't forget to donate to the show. You know, the PayPal links in the the YouTube live chat, Facebook live comments. It's at the top of the description of this video and every video that I do. And you guys can donate, so that's very important. Helps keep the show going. Any amount that you can donate, big or small, would be very much appreciated. And you can call into the show live on Skype using BigT_119. Check out my website, BeyondTheRingWithBigT.com. Follow me on Twitter, BeyondTheRingBT. Like me on Facebook at BeyondTheRingWithBigT. Follow me on Instagram, BeyondTheRingWithBigT. Everything there that you need is right there for you. And we got Courtney. Courtney's here, and Courtney even says, "Happy birthday to Darth." Hey, Courtney, how you doing? It's good to have you in here. Great to have you in here. Let's see, Darth, thank you for the hashtag Justice for Pretty. No problem, you're welcome. Yeah, Mama T and I were doing well. And no problem at all. More than happy to wish you a happy birthday and sing you a little song too. Dart says thank you to Courtney as well. Yeah, Courtney, it's good to have you in here too. Glad everybody's in here having fun tonight. Alright. So I got everything we need here on the results page, so I could get into this. But first, you guys know what I got. I haven't did this one in about a week, because I've had the Deer Park water. But I got the Fiji water back. And the Fiji fact is right there tonight, folks. There's the Fiji fact I'll be reading. Let's take a look. Fiji fact tonight: the soft taste of solid rock. The distinctive taste of Fiji water is years in the making. That is how long it takes tropical rainfall to filter through ancient volcanic rock and naturally acquire the silica that gives Fiji water its signature soft, smooth taste. Sourced from, let's see, I lost my spot. Alright, sourced from a sustainable underground aquifer. It is untouched by man until you unscrew the cap. It's its finest water. Damn right it is. I love this stuff. So what I'm gonna do... Ooh, you hear that? I'm like cracking open an ice cold bottle of Fiji. Gonna take a sip from here. Then we're gonna get into that results page. And we're gonna break everything down. So, hope you guys are ready. Let's see. Where's my... Did I lose? I think I lost. Hold on here. Where is... This is creeping me out, guys. I probably lost the damn thing in my chair. One of my remotes is gone. Oh well. Because I usually keep up with the live chat on my TV in front of me. But I'm not going to be able to do that because I'm not going to put the show on hold and take my computer down and everything. So I'm just going to go on with the show like this and flip back and forth between the windows. What's up, JQ James? How you doing? Wishing Darth a happy birthday. Okay. So let's take a look. WWE Monday Night Raw review and results for Monday, July 24th, 2023. We got a World Heavyweight title match contract signing. And Cody Rhodes appears. I guess, you know what? This is so good, I gotta take another sip. I'm sorry. I gotta do this, but in the words of Vince McMahon, that Fiji water, that's such good shit, pal. But, yeah, World Heavyweight title match contract signing, Cody Rhodes appears, much more. So tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw for Monday, July 24th, 2023 comes to us live from the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. Last week's edition of Raw opened up with a bang. After Brock Lesnar blindsided Cody Rhodes, which ultimately ended with Brock Lesnar cinching in a Kimura lock on Cody Rhodes, as Cody will be appearing on tonight's Raw in light of the attack with a special message for Brock Lesnar. Seth freaking Rollins and Finn Balor will be making their World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam official by signing the contract. Both men have no shortage of issues with one another over the past few weeks, and Balor interrupted Seth Rollins' sit-down interview with Byron Saxton to request the title shot last week. Becky Lynch has been looking for another chance to get her hands on Trish Stratus, since coming up short against her at WWE Night of Champions due to outside interference from Zoe Stark. Trish offered Becky a rematch with her, but under a few conditions. One such included Becky taking on Zoe Stark in singles competition, and should she win, then the rematch with Trish will come to fruition. However, if Becky loses, then she must get a tattoo in Trish's honor. Intercontinental Champion Gunther has taken issue with Drew McIntyre since Drew McIntyre stepped up to him following his title match with Matt Riddle at WWE Money in the Bank earlier this month. Since then, both men have encountered one another a handful of times, and tonight they will meet once more as they come face to face. Two superstars will be confronting one another as Logan Paul and Ricochet will meet in the squared circle. Ricochet called out Logan Paul last week and has taken issue with him since, confronting one another in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match in London, England. Additionally, Tommaso Ciampa will be going one-on-one with Big Bronson Reed following a physical altercation last week. And there you go. So, now that we got this all under control here, we can get right on into the show, and where it starts us off. We're live from the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick greet audiences at home as the Judgment Day is already waiting in the ring, so we hear from the Judgment Day. Guys, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say this about the Judgment Day, and this is why. This is in my title about the Judgment Day being so overexposed. When you have 16 segments on a 3-hour Monday Night Raw show, and the Judgment Day is taking up 6, 7, or 8 segments, which is half of the segments on the show, it is too much. They need to tone this down, and they need to tone this down quick, because the Judgment Day is already starting to get really old. And the Judgment Day is not a group that I want to get tired of and just start, giving up on them. No, I don't want to do that. So WWE, I hope they can fix this situation, because, what they're doing with the Judgment Day right now is doing, it's no favors here. Not a good situation. Just saying, just being honest, being me. Being true to you guys, being true to myself, my thoughts, and I'm just letting you know, they gotta do something to fix this. They have to, because if they don't, this is gonna be a huge mess going forward. But anyway, Judgment Day are already waiting in the ring. We hear from the Judgment Day after Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves greet audiences at home. Damian Priest calls for fans to rise before Rhea Ripley, since the Judgment Day runs all of WWE. Finn Balor introduces himself and his fellow Judgment Day members before throwing it to a video of Dominic Mysterio winning the NXT North American Championship this past Tuesday on WWE NXT. Rhea Ripley then introduces Dominic Mysterio, and Dominic makes his way down to the ring to major boos from the audience. Dominic says he is the new fighting NXT North American Champion. But before he could even continue, Kevin Owens beats the Kits. He appears alongside Sami Zayn. KO says the same thing happened last week in regards to fans not wanting to hear Dominic talk. And he says it really bothers him when people don't learn from a lesson. And since Dominic didn't learn from last week, he gets blunt, telling Dominic that no one cares what he thinks. He says the best thing Dominic can do for the professional wrestling business is to shut his mouth forever. Dominic says he will not be disrespected now that he's a champion. And Sammy says, while that's true, no one in the arena respects him. As he says he has an idea for Dominic to earn some respect and challenges him to a one-on-one match. Dominic then accepts, and Sammy reminds Judgment Day about making a big deal about their undisputed tag team championships not being up for grabs during their tag team match last week. As Sami Zayn calls for Dominic Mysterio to put his WWE NXT North American Championship on the line tonight, and Rhea Ripley accepts on Dominic's behalf. Simple as that. Dominic didn't seem very happy about it at first, but, he ended up trusting in what Rhea Ripley, presented there, and cooler heads prevailed, throughout that. But let's see, if WWE expects me to take Dominic seriously, it's failing badly. Him winning the North American Championship don't mean a damn thing to me. Same thing to me, JQ. I think they're going to have Dominic challenging Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship probably by the end of the year, and I just don't buy Dominic as a credible threat at all. I don't understand why WWE is doing this. Dominic is not ready. I don't care what kind of a heel people think he is. He's not ready for this yet. He's really not. And, that's just my take. You guys can tell me how you feel, but yeah, I just don't think Dominic's the guy. He's not ready for this yet. Not at all. And if people think he is, I think they're sadly mistaken. But, anyway. The Judgment Day, guys, is way overexposed. I know people might come back at me with the whole argument of, well, the Bloodline got a 40-minute segment on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. Or a 45-minute segment that took up most of, the first hour of SmackDown. Or the Bloodline has way more attention than the Judgment Day. But you gotta realize, the Bloodline is the hottest faction. And not only in WWE, but in professional wrestling, period. This Bloodline storyline is the best storyline that has been told easily within the last 10 years since Daniel Bryan went up against the Authority. This Bloodline storyline is complete brilliance. This is cinema. People want to throw around very loosely in wrestling. They're starting to use the term, oh, this is cinema, this is cinema, this is cinema. No. The Bloodline storyline, that is cinema. That is brilliance. That is what is at the top of WWE right now. And they're on Friday nights on SmackDown. So I think what WWE's trying to do, they're like, well, on Raw, let's have a faction that'll be just like the Bloodline and take up all the airtime and this and that. And it's like, no, I'm sorry. It only works for the Bloodline because there's a lot invested in everything with the Bloodline. There really is a lot invested. But as far as with the Judgment Day, they're good and all, but I'm sorry, they are just not. The whole Judgment Day thing is nowhere close of what the Bloodline is. So, I'm sorry, right there, I gotta call people out on that because, come on, people have to know. People have to know, come on. It's just not, no. Not at all. They gotta fix this. They really gotta fix this. The Bloodline is the big cash cow in WWE, and the Judgment Day is not gonna replicate that. Sorry. As far as what we got next, honestly, was a match I really don't care about. I mean, the first segment, it was what it was. It basically was a rehash of last week. We're getting Judgment Day and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, interacting with each other in singles matches, tag team matches, and it's not really doing anything for me, to be honest. It's not. And sorry, I might be in the minority, but I'm just not. No, they got to do something else here. But anyway, Becky Lynch makes her way down to the ring. Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus, they come down. So we got Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark is Trish in her corner. This whole feud with Becky and Trish has just got awful. Becky and Zoe Stark, I mean, yeah, they had a match, but I'm over this whole feud, to be honest, just by the way they booked it and how poorly they have booked this. I'm over it. I'm over it. I could go without it. It's nothing that I care about anymore. I just want this to be done, and they keep going back, and they keep going back and just beating this dead horse. They just do. And I'm over it. But here's the match. The bell rings and Becky wastes no time. She fires off some stomps on Zoe in the corner and delivers a shoulder tackle. Zoe slides out of the ring for a breather and looks to get back in once she's recovered. But Becky knocks her off the apron and the action spills to the outside. Becky gets Zoe back inside the ring as Zoe then delivers a drop kick off the top rope and sends Becky face first off the top rope. Go to commercial, come back from the commercial break. Becky sends Zoe repeatedly crashing into the barricade and gets her back in the ring. As she ascends to the top and lands a leg drop, Becky does, and then delivers a boot to Zoe's jaw. Becky drop kicks Zoe back out of the ring and delivers an elbow drop off the apron and dumps her back inside as Trish takes a cheap shot at Becky while the referee's distracted, allowing Zoe to deliver a kick and go for the pin. While Becky kicks out, Zoe delivers an enziguri and then ascends to the top. Becky meets her up there and delivers a superplex. She then looks for an armbar, but Zoe reverses it into a powerbomb. Becky sets up for the manhandle slam, but Zoe reverses it into a roll-up. As Becky then locks in to disarm her, but Trish hops up on the ring apron to distract her as Becky relinquishes the hold, and Zoe rolls her up, but Becky kicks out. Becky then delivers the manhandle slam for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. And your winner is Becky Lynch. So Becky wins. She gets that rematch with Trish, obviously, at SummerSlam. Match was what it was. Nothing special. It was nothing we haven't seen before. So if everybody's thinking, hey, did we miss something really good? No. No, you didn't. To be honest, you didn't. If you missed this, you really didn't miss anything. We're going to see Trish and Becky again, and then what's that going to do, guys? I mean, realistically, what's that going to do? Not a damn thing. It's just not, so that's where my opinion is. Let me know what you guys think, but that's where I'm at. And then when you got Trish and Becky at SummerSlam, who do you think's honestly going to win the match? I mean, realistically, who do you guys think is going to win between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus? I mean, you guys should know at that point, it sure as hell isn't going to be Trish that's going to win. Becky's winning this match. So, I mean, that's a given. Just is what it is. So, we go to commercial, come back from the break. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a little more news on Becky and Zoe. Becky Lynch defeats Zoe Stark and earns WWE SummerSlam rematch with Trish Stratus on Raw. 2 weeks ago, Zoe Stark stole a massive victory over Becky Lynch with the help of Trish Stratus. The pair went into Monday night's rematch with the stipulation that if Becky lost again, she would have to tattoo "Thank You Trish" on her body. But Becky will not be getting ink in honor of Trish anytime soon, as Becky defeated Zoe Stark on Raw. Becky started off the match hot, with Trish lingering on the outside after a series of back-and-forth offense. Becky went for a manhandle slam, which she turned into a disarm her after Zoe countered Trish, who had gotten involved earlier in the match, and tried to do so again. But Becky knocked her off the apron, much as she had done before. Zoe capitalized on the distraction and went for a roll-up, but this time Becky kicked out. Becky finally won with a manhandle slam on Zoe Stark for the pin, earning her a rematch against Trish in Detroit at SummerSlam on August 5th. So, that was that, and let's continue. I have news on Kevin Owens being legitimately injured, though. We'll get to that later. Let's see. JQ says the Bloodline is on a whole nother universe by themselves. No one comes close. Absolutely no one. Absolutely, JQ. Absolutely. Dart says, yes, I agree. Why do we have NXT championships on Raw anyway? Yeah. Good point. NXT is supposed to be a whole nother brand. JQ says Zoe Stark is solid. She can wrestle with the best of them. She needs an identity badly. Yeah, she can't be walking around with "Thank You Trish" t-shirts on and being Trish Stratus's bodyguard. She's so much better than that. They could be doing more, but I don't know. We'll see what the end game is, for Zoe Stark here. Maybe Trish is going to do something to really put her over at the end of the storyline, but I don't know. We'll see. Go to commercial. Back from the commercial break, Cody Rhodes makes his way down to the ring, and we hear from Cody Rhodes. So, I mean, honestly, if you want me to be straight up honest here about the whole Cody Rhodes segment, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything dazzling. Okay? It was just, it was honestly like just Cody going out there to try to push, to try to hype up and try to push a dead feud. Because this feud with Brock Lesnar, regardless of how anybody wants to try to spin this feud, I mean, it's been going on for SummerSlam will be 4 months now. I mean, this feud has been dead and over with for a long time. This has gone on way too long. So we hear from Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes asked Tampa, Florida, what do you guys want to talk about? And Cody then says everyone saw Brock Lesnar's attack on him last Monday on Raw in front of his mother. Cody says he didn't have that on his 2023 bucket list, but he isn't surprised. Cody says he's rather impressed, but his mother did not share the same feelings as him. Cody says his mother's been around wrestlers countless times, and Brock Lesnar made a mistake by leaving Cody breathing. As Cody says he doesn't want to go to SummerSlam anymore to win the rubber match, but he wants to go to SummerSlam rather to embarrass Brock Lesnar. Cody dares Brock to come and get him. And then says he wants to beat him at the upcoming SummerSlam Premium Live event because Brock Lesnar deserves it. Cody says he wants to look back on their match to see the final chapter. You know, when he's 60 years old, drinking or smoking a Fuentes Cuban or whatever he said, cigar, and looking back at the final chapter that he penned and how he ended things once and for all in their upcoming match. So, I mean, and that was it. That was it for Cody. He left the ring. He didn't make any kind of stipulation or anything. I thought for sure he was going to say he wanted a certain kind of match with Brock. I mean, are they really going to have this third match just be a regular singles match? Because if they do, it makes no sense. You would think this match has to have some kind of stipulation. I'm just shocked it doesn't. I don't understand why, but yeah, for whatever reason, they're just sticking with the singles match stipulation right now. I don't know what's going to happen, but anyway, promo, I mean, it was what it was. I'm not going to blame Cody here because, I mean, what can Cody really do? I mean, Cody can only work with what he's given, and you know, to be honest, Cody is doing the best that he can here to try to get this to work. And I mean, if you really think about it, what more is there really that he can do? There really is nothing that Cody can do to, you know, try to make this any better. He's done all he can do. And now we just got to see how the end of this match is going to play out. You know, we're going to have to. So anyway, guys, as I'm looking up another article here, because I have my windows open on my computer, I'm looking for the news on Kevin Owens, and I did find it, because I'm going to read it after this match, so that you guys can see what I'm talking about with the Kevin Owens situation, because it's a pretty big situation here. He's legitimately injured. Alright, so I got that up on my phone. I know where that is. I know what the article says. But let's go through the match first. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens make their way down to the ring. The Judgment Day follows. So we got Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley in his corner and Damian Priest in his corner, defending his WWE NXT North American Championship against Sami Zayn with Kevin Owens in his corner. So the bell rings. Both men lock up. They go back and forth with submission holds before Sami clotheslines Dominic out of the ring and goes flying to level him. We go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break as Sami ascends the top rope. Damian Priest pushes him off as Rhea Ripley distracts the referee. Kevin Owens levels him, but the referee catches him and ejects him from ringside. Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest laugh at him as he makes his way to the back, but they stop abruptly after the referee ejects them from ringside. Sami lands a Michinoku driver and looks to charge at Dominic, but Dominic slides out of the ring as he gets back in the ring and delivers a drop kick before Sami responds to the clothesline that turns Dominic inside out. So he then climbs back up to the top, but Dominic meets him there. Sami knocks him off and looks to go flying, but Dominic catches him with a drop kick in midair as he fires off some right hands and delivers a stomp and then lands another drop kick and looks for the three amigos. Sami then escapes and looks to plant Dominic, but Dominic delivers a Hurricane Rana that sends Sami into the ropes as he dials it up for the 619. But Sami escapes and executes a Blue Thunder Bomb. Dominic looks to slide out of the ring, but Sami pulls him back in. Dominic fights his way out of Sami's grasp and delivers a drop kick to his spine that sends him into the ropes once again and lands the 619. He goes for a pin, but Sammy manages to kick out. Sammy then fires off right hands on Dominic before Dominic fires back with 3 amigos. He ascends to the top and looks for a frog splash, but Sammy gets his knees up and executes an exploder as he sets up for the haluva kick, but becomes distracted after Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest appear on the ramp with an injured Kevin Owens in hand. This provides Dominic Mysterio with the opportunity to roll up Sami Zayn for the 1-2-3 in the pin and the win. So your winner and still WWE NXT North American Champion is Dominic Mysterio. Sami Zayn then runs up the ramp to check on Kevin Owens and is joined by medical personnel. In the meantime, Dominic Mysterio escapes through the crowd. We go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. We see Kevin Owens being checked on in a medical office as Sami Zayn and Adam Pearce are standing right by Kevin Owens. So first off, before we get into this big story that I looked up here, yeah, JQ, that's right. Whoa! That's what the crowd does whenever Cody comes out. We still don't even know why Brock attacked Cody in the first place, right, Darth? We don't know. We have no idea why. But Dominic Mysterio defeats Sami Zayn on WWE Raw, Monday Night Raw, and retains the WWE NXT North American title. So Dirty Dominic Mysterio is still the WWE NXT North American Champion after defending the title on Raw. Mysterio and the Judgment Day kicked off Raw in the ring with a mini celebration of Mysterio's title win on last Tuesday's NXT. They were interrupted by Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, who said Rey Mysterio could do the best thing for the industry by shutting his mouth forever. Mysterio said he's a fighting champion and wouldn't be disrespected. Sami said to earn respect, he should put his North American title on the line in a match against him. Rhea Ripley accepted on Rey Mysterio's behalf. The match kicked off with Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest in Rey Mysterio's corner and Kevin Owens in Sami Zayn's corner. As the match went on, Rhea Ripley distracted the referee while Damian Priest pushed Sami Zayn off the top rope. But the referee kicked out Kevin Owens. The referee kicked out Kevin Owens as he tried to explain what happened. Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest were also ejected from ringside shortly after. Dominic Mysterio kicked out of a Michinoku driver and a clothesline that sent him flying. Sami Zayn flew off the top rope but was caught by a dropkick and kicked out again, or kicked out of a pin by Dominic. Dominic set Sami up for the 619, but Sami got out of the ropes before Rey could hit it and hit the Blue Thunder Bomb. But Rey kicked out. Rey connected with the 619 on his second attempt, but Sami stayed alive. Dominic hit the 3 amigos but missed a frog splash. Sami Zayn sent Dominic Mysterio into the corner, but when he looked up the ramp, the Judgment Day had laid out Kevin Owens, causing his distraction, as Rey Mysterio was able to roll up Sami Zayn for the 3 count, retain the NXT North American Championship, as Sami ran up the ramp to check on his best friend Kevin Owens as Dirty Dom gloated about it. So, there you go. But yeah, I mean, we don't even know. Realistically, we don't even know why Brock Lesnar attacked Cody Rhodes in the first place. And honestly, like Darth, we'll probably never know. We'll never know. It's crazy. It really is crazy. I don't understand it. It's a Vince McMahon booking thing, I'm telling you. What's up, Hunter? How's it going? What is up? WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champion Kevin Owens is reportedly dealing with a legitimate injury. So, told you guys this is going to be big news. Let's see. The Hard Knocks. for undisputed WWE Tag Team Champion Kevin Owens during Monday night's Raw are reportedly more than just a storyline. So let's see what this entails, guys, because this seems like a pretty serious, legitimate situation here. Kevin Owens was in the corner of his tag team partner Sami Zayn as Sammy challenged Dominic Mysterio for the WWE NXT North American Championship. Various shenanigans led to Kevin Owens being ejected from ringside by the referee. Moments later, Dominic Mysterio's Judgment Day cohorts Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest were also ordered backstage. However, all three reappeared at the end of the match as Kevin Owens was taken up by Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest on the entrance stage. That was the distraction that led to Dominic Mysterio's pinfall victory over Sami Zayn. Later on in the show, Kevin Owens was seen backstage being tended to by medical personnel, and it appeared to be nothing more than another chapter in the story leading to a future tag team title defense for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against some combination of the Judgment Day. However, there's reportedly more at play. Later in the night, Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp reported that Kevin Owens is legitimately injured. Sapp added that he did not have any details on the severity of the injury or when Kevin Owens will be able to return to action. So, yeah, guys, that's honestly all we know. That's honestly all we know at this point. So, I mean, we'll have to see, what's going to happen, what's the whole deal. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here, so I'll keep you guys updated, but hopefully Kevin Owens will be able to return to action soon and he's not out of action long, because last thing we want is for Kevin Owens to be out of action for a long time. That would suck. That would really suck. And then speaking of news, since I got that news portion of the show, let me just give you guys this real quick. There's backstage news on the location of WWE WrestleMania in 2025. A likely location for WrestleMania 41 has been reported, and the Showcase of the Immortals could be coming to a city in the United States for the first time. Fightful Select reports Minneapolis, Minnesota's U.S. Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Vikings, has been heavily discussed within WWE as a possible and even likely location for WrestleMania in 2025. City planners reportedly leaked the information to local media outlets back in April, and WWE official confirmed to Fightful Select that Minneapolis was on the list of cities of interest months ago. WWE officials said the company had heard the stadium was getting more aggressive in drawing events not related to football. U.S. Bank Stadium is a domed facility. Back in April, following WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood, Patrick Kessler, a special contributor out of WCCO-TV, the CBS affiliate in Minneapolis, tweeted that sources told him that the city would be a finalist for WrestleMania 41. While it would be the first WrestleMania held in the city, previous live events like SummerSlam and most recently TLC in 2019 have been held in Minneapolis. WrestleMania 40 will be held on April 6th and April 7th, 2024 at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Tickets for the event go on sale on August 18th, 2023. So another 3 weeks from now. Actually, exactly 3 weeks from now today. So, there you go. Alright. So, there's the news part. News portion. And let's see what we got next. We go to commercial, we come back from the commercial break. Yeah, we see Kevin Owens being checked on in the medical office. Sami Zayn and Pierce stand by. We then head over to a video recapping the confrontation between Jey Uso and Roman Reigns this past Friday on WWE Friday Night SmackDown. We then head backstage to Shinsuke Nakamura, who encounters both Ricochet and Tommaso Ciampa. We go back at ringside. Big Bronson Reed heads down to the ring as Tommaso Ciampa follows. So we got Tommaso Ciampa versus Big Bronson Reed, one-on-one. By the way, Dominic Mysterio and Sami Zayn, I mean, the match was okay, but honestly, we've seen the Judgment Day against KO and Sami Zayn, different reiterations of it. It is what it is. Let's see. JQ James says, Brock Lesnar could be a hired paid hitman for Paul Heyman to take out Cody Rhodes. There, Vince, I just gave you an idea to work with, or that's too creative for you. Actually, it could work. Yeah, they could have easily worked that in. They could have said, Paul Heyman is working with Brock Lesnar to destroy Cody Rhodes so that Cody Rhodes doesn't come anywhere near Roman Reigns anymore. You know, and it's almost like Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman working together with Brock. Because if you go back and you really think about it, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman were standing in the ring across from Brock Lesnar on the Raw after Mania, right when Brock attacked Cody Rhodes, and then Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, the whole bloodline got out of the ring and just let Brock beat the shit out of Cody. And you know, that's something they could easily work into this, but yeah, it's probably too creative for Vince McMahon, to be honest. I'm sure it is. That's the whole deal. But the bell rings, both men waste no time going after one another. Reed tosses Ciampa out of the ring and then follows him out as both men exchange right hands on the apron before they get back inside the ring. Ciampa fires off some stomps on Reed in the corner and then delivers a running knee. Reed responds with a power slam and stomps on Ciampa's chest before he lands an elbow drop. The action then spills to the outside. Reed looks to go flying off the apron as Ciampa catches him with a knee in midair. Go to commercial, come back from the commercial break. Reed delivers a power slam to Ciampa. Ciampa delivers the boot to Reed and plants him with an inverted DDT. He then delivers a series of forearms and right hands before landing several splashes as he hits a rolling elbow and a modified famous as he then looks for a sunset flip on Reed. Reed sits on Ciampa and then drags him over to the corner as he delivers a senton, but Ciampa fires off several chops and a boot as he exposes his knee and runs the ropes, but Reed catches him with a clothesline. Both men stare one another down and go back and forth with forearms. Ciampa lands a knee strike and follows it up with an air raid crash and then goes for a pin, but Reed kicks out. Shinsuke Nakamura then walks on down, saunters down to ringside, and Tommaso Ciampa stares down Shinsuke Nakamura after just telling him in the backstage segment, you know, that kick to the face, I understand, I got involved, I'll let you have that one, but if you interfere in my match tonight, you know, basically he told Shinsuke, he's like, then we're gonna have a problem. Well, what does Nakamura do? He comes down and interferes pretty much in this match. So Ciampa stares him down. This allows Big Bronson Reed to deliver a running shoulder block off the ring apron and dump Ciampa back in the ring as Reed then executes the tsunami on Ciampa for the 1-2-3 and the pin to win. Your winner is Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed wins, so now this will lead to Tommaso Ciampa versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, guys. They pretty much gave that away. Go to commercial, come back from the commercial break. Liv Morgan heads down to the ring and Rhea Ripley blindsides Liv Morgan. They were supposed to have a one-on-one match, but Rhea Ripley blindsides Liv Morgan on the outside ahead of their scheduled match. Rhea sends Liv crashing into the barricade and then the ring post, and then sends her bouncing off of it and grabs a chair. Liv Morgan slides inside the ring and Rhea Ripley follows, hot on her heels, as she slides Liv Morgan's arm into the chair and stomps on it. Medical officials run down to the ring to check on Liv as Rhea laughs at her and grabs her title, and she reminds Liv who she is before sliding Liv's arm into the steel chair once again and stomping on it. Rhea then slides out of the ring and makes her way to the back. Liv was crying in the ring, saying how she can't move her arms, so then we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break, and we see Liv Morgan in the back being checked on by a medical official as she sobs. And Adam Pearce, he flags her, and he's just checking on her, making sure she's okay, whatnot. He thanks her, and that was it. Nothing special about that segment either. Who cares? Back at ringside, Ricochet heads down to the ring. Ricochet and Logan Paul come face to face. This honestly was the best part of the show. Ricochet asks where Logan Paul is and calls him out to the ring. Ricochet says there is a locker room and an arena full of people who know that Logan Paul doesn't belong in the WWE, and Logan Paul calls himself special every time he gets in the ring, as he says people think he doesn't belong in WWE not because of his talent, but because of his arrogance. Because Ricochet says that Logan Paul is nothing more than an arrogant prick. So Ricochet then says he's given his life to professional wrestling. But Logan Paul doesn't understand all the sacrifices that have to be made. And he never will. Ricochet says wherever Logan Paul is in this arena, he will hear what he has to say. Ricochet then challenges Logan Paul to a one-on-one match at SummerSlam. And then as Ricochet continues on with his promo, Logan Paul blindsides Ricochet from behind, and then Logan Paul accepts Ricochet's challenge for a match at SummerSlam. Logan Paul is filming himself with his phone, while he's doing this. Logan Paul says he will show everyone why he is the best in WWE, and he's gloating and he's showing off. And then when Ricochet turns around, when Logan Paul turns around, this allows Ricochet to super kick Logan Paul right in the face. And then Ricochet ends up delivering a standing shooting star press to Logan Paul. And then Ricochet grabs Logan Paul's phone and holds the camera up to him, taking a selfie of him standing over Logan Paul on Logan Paul's phone, and then throws his phone down at him. And that was that. But Ricochet did a great job on his promo. He did a great job building to this match. Logan Paul is becoming more and more of a heel. Ricochet, this is getting him over good as a babyface, to be honest. Let's see, Dart says this has Vince McMahon written all over it. It does. Hunter says, Adam Pearce, baby. Real quick, F the FDA for checking into Prime Energy. Logan Paul also called a fan a virgin. Yeah, he did. I heard that. Yeah, you did say something about a fan being a virgin. I was like, oh my god, man. Logan Paul was going in pretty hard on that guy. But Logan Paul accepts WWE SummerSlam challenge from Ricochet on Raw. Logan Paul and Ricochet are officially set to collide in a one-on-one match at WWE SummerSlam. WWE announced the match following Monday night's episode of Raw, which featured the latest confrontation between Ricochet and Logan Paul. Ricochet went out to the ring to call Logan Paul and challenge him to a match face-to-face. Ricochet admitted that Logan Paul is good, but Ricochet also called Logan Paul, and I quote, arrogant, disrespectful prick. So, and you can't argue with Ricochet, You really can't. I mean, he's right. Eventually, Logan Paul emerged, but not from the backstage area. Instead, Logan Paul snuck out through the crowd and struck Ricochet from behind. And with Ricochet down, Logan Paul took the opportunity to pull out his phone and record a video of himself, accepting Ricochet's challenge for a match at SummerSlam. Unfortunately for Logan Paul, he had underestimated the resilience of Ricochet, who quickly recovered to strike back with a super kick that dropped Logan Paul right to the mat. So Ricochet and Logan Paul first collided literally in the Men's Royal Rumble match back in January, when both men memorably got the same idea to springboard into the ring, leading to a spectacular mid-air collision. Both men met again in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match earlier this month. This time, a high-risk maneuver by Ricochet led to both men crashing dangerously through a pair of tables set up on the arena floor. The moment led to Logan Paul labeling Ricochet as unprofessional. It was a Spanish fly through tables that was botched, and Ricochet landed on the top of his head, almost breaking his neck, and thank God he's okay. I love Ricochet. But both men now have the opportunity to settle their differences in the ring on Saturday, August 5th, 2023, when SummerSlam is held at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. So, that's what we have there. Pretty good stuff, guys. Pretty good stuff. Let's see. We are getting there. WWE announces Rhea Ripley's match for Tuesday night's NXT. Much like the Bloodline before them, the Judgment Day's members have transcended brand splits to become omnipresent across all WWE programming. On their quest for total domination of the WWE, the Judgment Day will once again invade this Tuesday's WWE NXT, where Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley will lock horns against Lyra Valkyria. The match was set up after last night's WWE Monday Night Raw went off the air when Rhea Ripley was confronted by Valkyrie in a backstage segment. And here we go. So it says, and I quote, "So you want to step in the ring with one of the most dominant women in this business?" Rhea Ripley asked Valkyria. And she says, "I run this women's division. Right across Raw, SmackDown, or NXT, I run everything." You think that's smart? Rhea's threatening words didn't seem to intimidate Valkyria, who stood tall and reiterated her desire for a singles match against Rhea Ripley. So as per usual, Rhea Ripley's dominance presence was felt throughout Monday's Raw, where Rhea Ripley beat up on Kevin Owens and cost Sami Zayn a match against her beloved Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio. Scared away WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville brutally destroyed Liv Morgan's arm, sandwiched a steel chair, and ultimately cut a seething promo directed at WWE's women's division. That said, and I quote, "This is my division," Rhea Ripley declared as Liv Morgan grimaced in pain. "Welcome to the Rhea Ripley Show. This is my division, and you're lucky that you're living in it." It appears that Tuesday's WWE NXT could be the start of several more Rhea Ripley appearances on WWE's white and gold brand. According to PW Insider Elite, WWE officials are absolutely thrilled with the Judgment Day quartet of new NXT North American Champion Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest, bringing eyeballs to WWE's developmental show, and have internally credited the stable for the recent NXT viewership surge. The report added that there's plans in place for the Judgment Day to continue appearing on NXT programming for at least another month or so, beyond the upcoming Great American Bash Premium live event. So, that's what you need to know. So that's that. And this is a match really that nobody gave a crap about. this next match. I mean, the Logan Paul Ricochet stuff, that was good. I enjoyed that. You know, like, that's something I could get behind for WWE. That's something that, you know, they should be, doing. Let's see, JQ says, I don't know about you guys, but how do you feel that Shayna Baszler being the one to dethrone Rhea Ripley? When you think of it, it comes full circle. Rhea dethrones Shayna in NXT, Shayna returns the favor. I mean, I can see where you're coming from, you know, from that, JQ, but honestly, I don't know how I feel about that, man. I really don't. It just, I don't know if that's the right way to go. Shayna's just not there. I think Shayna's beyond repair. A win over Ronda Rousey isn't going to help her. Vince McMahon has destroyed Shayna Baszler for so long already. It's like, you know, now you want to try to make her credible. How am I going to forget all those times that Vince McMahon just flat out buried Shayna Baszler? I don't know. It's just not easy, you know, for me to forget something like that. I just don't see how I'd be able to forget it, to be honest. I don't. So, I mean, we'll see, but right now, you know, honestly, I'm not for that. I just don't think it would be great, but, you know, Ricochet or Prince Puma, who's your favorite? They're the same, Hunter. Prince Puma was Ricochet's name in Lucha Underground. Let's see, Hunter says, I heard Matt Cardona brought a replica WWE Women's Tag Team title to DDT Pro Wrestling in Japan. Yeah, I know. He took Chelsea Green's title to Japan or whatever with him, and I'm like, oh my god. I wish they would fire Chelsea Green for that. Anything to have Chelsea Green out of WWE, she is so undeserving. Undeserving and just a terrible human being, and I don't know why she has the, you know, the spot that she has, because she's definitely doesn't deserve it at all. That's a woman that does not deserve it. But anyway, let's see. Next up was a match that nobody cared about. Damian Priest makes his way to the ring. Apollo Crews follows, so we got Damian Priest versus Apollo Crews. I mean, really, in all seriousness, who asked for this match? You know, you take Apollo Crews off of NXT where he had a pretty good spot, right? You draft him to Monday Night Raw. He's been sitting for what now? 3 months? Hasn't been on TV. You've been sitting him in catering. And then the guy comes on as a TV match and you have him get destroyed by Damian Priest. I don't understand this company, to be honest with you. I just don't. But anyway, the bell rings. Priest wastes no time. He delivers a boot and then a right hand. He follows it up with a knee to Apollo's midsection. Apollo dumps Priest out of the ring and delivers a moonsault off the apron and then dumps him back inside and descends to the top. He delivers a crossbody, but Priest fires back with an elbow in the corner and a broken arrow. Priest looks for the South of Heaven. Chokeslam, but Crews escapes and delivers a knee as he runs the ropes, but Priest sends him crashing to the mat before he delivers a vicious clothesline, and then the South Heaven chokeslam for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. And your winner is Damian Priest. Damian Priest wins over Apollo Crews. No shock. No shock at all. let's see. We're down to the end here. Only got a couple things left. Okay. So Damian Priest wins. I mean, that match with Apollo was just... I mean, it was crap. Really. Nothing special there. Let's see. Have Shayna win the Women's Royal Rumble. I mean, you could do that, but at that point, wouldn't you rather see Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania for the title than Shayna Baszler and Rhea Ripley, in all honesty? I mean, you know. Let's see, Henderson's always going to say Chelsea Green is the only one who could beat Roman Reigns for the Undisputed World title. Oh, God on her. If that would happen, just fucking kill me. Please. I don't even know if I could watch WWE anymore at that point. I think I'd be done. I think I would be done if they pulled that shit. Let's see. Akira Tozawa has more TV appearances than Apollo Crews. I like Akira, but that is unacceptable. It is. It is. I mean, I thought they were finally going to give Apollo a push, and lo and behold, they really didn't give Apollo jack shit at the end of the day. They just didn't. They didn't. Imperium makes their way down to the ring as Drew McIntyre follows. Drew McIntyre and Imperium, they come face to face. And Drew McIntyre says he heard what Gunther had to say last week and calls for him to put the Intercontinental Championship on the line, seeing as they're both dressed for the occasion. Gunther makes sure he heard Drew McIntyre clearly and says he raised his title to a whole new level, and says that he sees why fans connect with Drew. And, Gunther says, like them, Drew gets nothing done in life. And it reminds him of his previous shortcomings against him. As Gunther tells Drew he can ride his coattails, and he will humiliate him once more during their SummerSlam match. And, Drew says when he first met Sheamus, they dreamed of having a singles match together at WWE WrestleMania. Drew says they got to do that in their Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship match, where they kind of had one-on-one time for, I thought Drew said 10 minutes, but I don't think they had that much one-on-one time. But in their Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship match with Gunther, like Drew says at SummerSlam, it will be just him and Gunther, just the two of them, and he will show Gunther why he is the chosen one. Ludwig Kaiser tells Drew McIntyre how dare he speak to Gunther in that manner in the ring general. And Drew says he likes him. He says he has charisma and he should be the leader of Imperium. And Kaiser says he will not let Drew disrespect Imperium. Drew then challenges Kaiser to a one-on-one match and calls for a referee to get down to the ring. And now we got Drew McIntyre versus Ludwig Kaiser. And I'm thinking to myself at this point, I'm like, what am I watching? Really? Like this is... There's no mystery here in this match. Really, there's none. So the bell rings, both men lock up. Kaiser, delivers a right hand to Drew's spine. but Drew fires back at the shoulder block and a body slam as he clotheslines Kaiser out of the ring, and then delivers a pair of chops and sends him crashing into the barricade as he follows it up with a chop and dumps Kaiser back in the ring. Giovanni Vinci hops up on the apron, allowing Kaiser to send Drew into the ring post. Kaiser then drapes him by his feet and drop kicks him out of the ring. We go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. Ludwig Kaiser and Drew McIntyre teeter on the ropes. Drew plants Kaiser with an air raid crash off the middle rope, and then delivers a pair of suplexes and a neck breaker as he kips up and sets up for the Claymore kick. But Kaiser rocks him with an enziguri and an uppercut as he lands his second enziguri and runs the ropes, but Drew catches Kaiser with a Claymore kick for the 1-2-3 and the pin of the win. Your winner is Drew McIntyre, beating Ludwig Kaiser. It's like, gee, there's a shock. After the match, Gunther attacks and Vinci attacks. They all attack Drew, but Matt Riddle comes down to the ring to make the save for Drew McIntyre, where Gunther levels Matt Riddle and plants Matt Riddle with the Last Symphony powerbomb, and then delivers a kick to Drew McIntyre on the outside and delivers a right hand. Gunther clears off the announce desk and looks for the Last Symphony powerbomb through the announce desk, but Drew McIntyre counters with a back body drop to Gunther on the floor, and then Drew picks up Gunther and powerbombs Gunther through the announce desk before grabbing the Intercontinental Championship and holding it high above his own head. And then Drew eventually threw it back down on Gunther, threw the title back down on Gunther after a while, after he held it high above his head. Like to give him a warning, here's your future, but, you know, it was what it was. And then, finally, everybody here in the main event of the evening for WWE Monday Night Raw tonight. Finn Balor makes his way down to the ring. Then Seth Rollins makes his way out. So we got Seth Rollins and Finn Balor make their World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam official with a contract signing. Finn Balor says Adam Pearce is supposed to be here, but he is currently preoccupied dealing with the havoc that the Judgment Day wreaked earlier. And Balor says he thinks Seth freaking Rollins and himself can handle things like gentlemen, and Balor calls Seth out to the ring. Seth's music hits. Seth makes his way down and to the ring, and Seth signs the contract and he hands it over to Balor. Balor hesitates before he signs, and Seth says it is because Balor's figured out he has no chance of winning the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Seth says miracles do happen, and should he win the title, his reign will be even shorter than his Universal Championship run, because Damian Priest will cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase on him. He says he would do the same thing, and so would Balor. And then he adds that SummerSlam will be the end of the Judgment Day. Balor laughs and signs the contract and tells Seth he thinks he has everything figured out. As he says, although Seth thinks he runs Raw, he's wrong, because the Judgment Day runs Raw. Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley then surround the ring as Finn Balor tells Seth Rollins he has been losing for 7 years, and he says it's been driving him insane. And then Balor asks Seth if he knows what that feels like. Balor explains, it's like an itch you can't quite scratch. You know, more like a 7-year itch, and at SummerSlam, but that all ends at SummerSlam, because at SummerSlam, Finn Balor is gonna make Seth freaking Rollins his bitch. So Seth flips over the contract signing desk and hits Damian Priest with it. Dominic Mysterio tries attacking Seth, but Seth fights him off. Priest then hits Seth with his Money in the Bank briefcase and stares down Balor before Sami Zayn runs down to the ring with a chair in hand to fight off the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley grabs the chair from him, allowing Balor to rain down right hands. Rhea dumps all the furniture out of the ring, while Damian Priest plants Sami Zayn with the South of Heaven chokeslam, as Balor is left alone with Seth in the ring until the Judgment Day joins him, and Seth looks to fight them all off, but is overpowered by them. Priest plants him with the Razor's Edge, and Dominic follows it up with a Frog Splash. Balor then executes a coup de grace, and the Judgment Day stands tall as the show goes off the air. That was how Monday Night Raw ended. Now, before we get into anything else here, there's one more piece of news. Seth Rollins makes SummerSlam promise to WWE fans after Raw goes off the air. So, what did Seth Rollins promise? What did he have to say? Let's get into that. Let's see. Also, when was the last time Titus O'Neil wrestled Hunter? I don't even remember. It's been a long time. Hunter says this is why I don't really watch WWE anymore. I don't blame you. I really don't, man. But, Seth Rollins, makes SummerSlam promise to WWE fans after Raw goes off the air. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins got a tad emotional while addressing fans in Tampa Bay, Florida, after Monday's WWE Monday Night Raw went off the airways. Seth began his speech by apologizing to the audience for suffering a beatdown at the hands of the Judgment Day in the closing moments of this week's Raw show. Seth says, "This city is special to me. This is where I got my start in WWE," Seth says, referring to his time in WWE's old farm system of FCW. "So when I came back here tonight, I wanted it to be a special night. Finn Balor and the Judgment Day were in that." Seth proceeded to make a promise to fans at the Emily Center, who reined in the boos when reminded of Judgment Day's vicious attack. Seth says, and I quote, "I promise you, SummerSlam is going to be a different story. I'm going out there, and I'm going to beat Balor's ass. I'm going to defend the World Heavyweight title, and I'm going to do it for me. But I'm going to do it for every single one of you that supported me all the way back in the FCW days and still supports me here tonight. Tampa, we love you. Sing my song. Sing it in the streets." End quote. Earlier in the night, after yet another WWE contract signing segment ended with Seth Rollins flipping a table, Judgment Day ganged up on Seth, much to the displeasure of the fans in Tampa Bay, Florida. First, Damian Priest hit Seth Rollins at the Razor's Edge, following which Dominic Mysterio nailed the Visionary. Seth Rollins with the Frog Splash that was followed up by Balor, finishing off Seth with a coup de grace and declaring that it was over for Seth at SummerSlam, where both men will renew their rivalry in a high-stakes title match. There could be more to Seth's speech than meets the eye. Last week, Seth revealed on Impulsive that he's been dealing with a few stress fractures in the back, and that he's been delaying undergoing surgery since 2019. Almost instantly, fans on social media began speculating about Seth possibly dropping the title to Balor at SummerSlam in order to take some time off to heal from his injuries. So, who knows? But that's what I got there. And, we'll just have to take it from there and see where we go in the future. Now, see, the way Corey was immigrating, Kaiser's voice was hilarious. That's what JQ said. But I got one more thing before we get into the ratings and we take what I rate the show and before we take it on home. Okay. It's time for WWE Monday Night Raw for Monday, July 24, 2023. According to Wrestling Inc., 3 things we hated and 3 things we loved. So let's see. Whether or not, the physical weight to 3 out full hours of Raw, blah, 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 blah. Alright. So, let's take a look. Everything we just went over is everything that they talk about. They're even saying Raw wouldn't be Raw without a Cody Rhodes promo, but let's go with the first thing that they loved. Not surprised, but impressed. It says it is beyond hilarious that Cody Rhodes found a way to make this feud with Brock Lesnar about Cody's dad, but credit where credit is due, he did find a way, and actually this is the first time in a while that a Cody Rhodes promo did something for us. We have been pretty vocal lately that this third match in the Cody Rhodes-Brock Lesnar series doesn't really need a story beyond their 1-on-1, against each other, and thus it was difficult for Cody to sustain his usual narrative style, which utilizes a ton of in-ring promos and is much easier to pull off when your opponent shows up every week to react to what you're saying. Brock hasn't really reacted to anything Cody is saying. He just appears once in a while to attempt some beatings, but despite the lack of a need for a typical talk first, Cody's rivalry and Lesnar's infrequent participation, Cody finally got this dog to hunt a little bit this week. To be clear, Cody's invoking the image of Dusty Rhodes yet again by saying Brock Lesnar's actions didn't impress Cody's mom, but Cody's mom used to watch all kinds of horrible things happen to Dusty. It was funnier than it was anything else, but the destination mattered more than the journey in this case. Cody ran through Brock's laundry list of accomplishments, but then used the story of his mom's reaction to say that the thing Cody wants most of all is to embarrass Brock, to knock him off his pedestal. This isn't just things got more personal. This is Cody laying out a fairy tale specific goal. Beating Brock isn't enough. At least that's our takeaway from this promo. Cody wants Brock to feel like all his accolades don't matter, because in the end, he still got his ass kicked by the son of a plumber. We're not saying it's much, but it's something. We've got one more Raw left until SummerSlam, and we know Brock Lesnar will be part of it. It will be truly bizarre if WWE doesn't add some kind of stipulation to this match next week. So, that was what they loved. Here's one thing they hated. It says the anti-Rhodes. It says, okay, WWE giving Ricochet a microphone every week was cute and funny for a while, but let's maybe start toning it back now, huh? See, now this I don't agree with at all. Their take here is totally out of the ballpark, but I'll read it anyway. At first it was like, hey, cool, Ricochet has gotten better at promos, and you were instantly ahead of the game, but then you kept giving him promo time all the time, constantly, and as much as he's got legitimately better on the microphone, he can't carry a story with a part-timer entirely via promo work for multiple weeks in a row. Who does he think he is, Cody Rhodes? Even Cody Rhodes can barely do that. We probably shouldn't be so hard on Ricochet here. The segment was okay as a whole, and the crowd was at least somewhat willing to go where Ricochet was taking them in his "we all agree Logan Paul doesn't belong here" promo. We are really happy that Ricochet is getting to do something important. The mic time thing seems a little bit like a bit at this point. They even had multiple backstage segments of him asking around, trying to find Logan Paul, as he also kind of fell into a repetitive cadence during his actual in-ring promo, punctuating each of his major points with a distinctly growly voice. It just seems like there might have been a better way to develop this feud beyond Ricochet cuts a promo and gets at least one backstage segment every single week. But I disagree with that take. I think Ricochet had a great promo. I think everything with Logan Paul, it was done right to build the way it needed to do. But Hunter says, yes, the good old Impulsive podcast. Let's see, one thing they loved, or the second thing they loved, it says Zoe Stark rules. There wasn't a ton of women's division content on Raw this week, especially after Rhea Ripley attacked Liv Morgan before the match even got started, and that sucks. However, the match we did get was Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark was very good. Becky prevailed, of course, getting her win back on Zoe Stark from 2 weeks ago and setting up for another match with Trish Stratus at SummerSlam, but it was Zoe Stark who jumped off the screen for us even in defeat. One of the reasons Zoe Stark stands out from the pack as much as she does, besides the fact that she's booked extremely well and put in an act with one of the great performers in WWE history, is that her presentation doesn't exactly match her in-ring style. She looks like a striker, like she is going to spend all her time going for big kicks and knees, and she does do that. But she also has a high-flying element to her game with a lot of springboard stuff and even some top rope moves. It's an inherently fun combination that allows her to control the pace of the matches by going back and forth between her two major flavors of wrestling moves. She already feels like she belongs on Raw. But it is more than that, unless most other NXT graduates, Zoe Stark legitimately feels like the future of the division, and putting on highly competitive matches with people like Becky will only bolster that feeling. We also really enjoyed the way the match was structured, particularly the spot where Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus went back to their previously winning strategy of the distraction roll-up only for Becky to kick out. We are looking forward to Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus 2 at SummerSlam, but in another way, we're even more excited about Zoe Stark's long-term future in WWE. So, let's see. Third thing they hated here is that, let's take a look. It says, if a match happens in the ring, but nobody cares. We made our feelings about Raw's lower-level singles division pretty clear last week, so it might just suffice to say that the song remains the same. Tommaso Ciampa versus Bronson Reed was a really excellent match that the Tampa crowd wasn't terribly interested in, and it's a shame that these two fantastic wrestlers, plus Shinsuke goddamn Nakamura, have to be put out here trying to get people to care about a feud built pretty much entirely on the concept of the distraction finish. We are just confused as to who's benefiting from any of this. Reed got the win, but Ciampa took him to the limit last week. He got a disqualification victory last week, so it's not like he's out here looking ridiculously strong. Ciampa looked fantastic, especially when he lifted Reed off his feet in an air raid crash, but he did allow himself to become distracted enough to take his second consecutive loss. Nakamura looks the same. We're theoretically excited about a Nakamura-Ciampa feud, but only if it's built on some kind of actual story beyond I told you not to come down to ringside during my match and you did, which will likely not be happening due to time constraints. As for Reed, we have no idea what is next for him. Are any of these guys likely to make the SummerSlam card? Maybe the kickoff show? We were happy that the match was good, but part of us also has questions about why any of this is even happening. I love the match. I thought it was good. You know, that was a good match. I do gotta give them that. But, yeah, why is it happening? Here's the third thing they hated. That was the second thing. This is the third thing they hated. The Kaiser interlude. Don't get us wrong, there were lots of things about the Drew McIntyre-Gunther confrontation we enjoyed. They started out strong with dueling microphones, and they ended strong with Drew putting Gunther through the announce table. But in between those things was an entire segment involving Ludwig Kaiser's unique promo delivery, followed by an entire match between Kaiser and Drew. It might actually have been the best singles match of Kaiser's WWE career, but on a night where We're expecting many fans to be upset about Dominic Mysterio looking like he belonged in the ring with Sami Zayn. We're actually way more down on Drew not just wiping out Kaiser in 5 seconds. Instead, the match was long enough that Corey Graves pulled out his somewhat insulting impression of Kaiser's mic skills at least 3 times. We're not usually the ones who are out here like Vince McMahon clearly booked this or that decision, but we can almost hear Vince McMahon in Corey Graves' earpiece laughing at the way he laughs and demanding Corey Graves to do the impression again. Honestly, we might just be over Imperium at this point. They've been the same basic thing for like a year now. Everyone glued their faces has to go through Ludwig Kaiser first. And they always do so. Why should we care that Drew is doing it? We're not even sure why they exist anymore. It's not like Gunther really needs them. He can cut promos on his own. He can win matches on his own. And they really don't really do anything ever. So what's the draw here? Meanwhile, what seemed to be a plot point a couple weeks back involving Giovanni Vinci being on the outs with the faction has apparently just been dropped, as there was neither sign nor mention of it in this segment. Oh, to be back in those days when it seemed like some kind of interesting change might be happening. Last fact, third fact that they loved about WWE Raw tonight: a good night for the Judgment Day. See, I disagree with that because it's too much overexposure. Way too much overexposure. That's just me. You can't... See, this is the whole thing on where they're missing the boat. They want to say, oh, what a great night for the Judgment Day. But in reality, how is it a great night for the Judgment Day? It might be impressive, with things that they're doing, and people might be happy to see the Judgment Day or, things of that nature. But in reality, when you have them on 8 segments of a 16-segment show that lasts 3 hours, I'm not saying all members, just Judgment Day presence, which is Rhea Ripley, which is Dominic Mysterio, which is Damian Priest, Finn Balor, anytime you see one of them on your television screen, that's Judgment Day presence on television. And honestly, it's way too much overexposure. I mean, it's okay to give people television time, I get it. And I've even complained at times when WWE doesn't use people enough. Alright, I get it. But the whole point is, you're to the point now where, how exactly do I put this? WWE, they can't do, anything right. They either have to not do something enough or they have to way overdo it. It's not like they can just find that happy medium and do something and let it be over with. No, they either have to not do something enough or they have to overexpose it and completely beat it to death. And that's what's being done with the Judgment Day right now. You're completely overexposing the Judgment Day. You are beating it to death. And it's just old, honestly, I'm over it. I don't know if you guys are over it, but I surely am. Enough is enough. It's ridiculous, guys. It is. It's ridiculous. How much more do you want to show members of one faction in a 3-hour program? It's way too much. It's overkill. They are overkilling it. And see, this is my point. Nobody in the wrestling community is calling this out. You have Wrestling Inc. that's a very reputable, wrestling journalistic website. And they're over here, which I'm about to read this whole thing, talking about how they loved a good night for the Judgment Day. Might be a good night for the Judgment Day, but let's call a spade here and call it like it is, that this is way too much overexposure for one faction. I mean, does nobody else see this but me? Am I the only person sitting here that can see this? And no, I'm not being a hater at all. I'm not hating on this in any kind of way. I'm just stating a fact that you are completely overexposing a group that doesn't need to be overexposed to this degree. Let's see. Hunter says he's a big fan of Zoe Stark. He says so they completely dropped Ricochet, Shinsuke, Nakamura, and Bronson Reed three-way storyline. Yeah, pretty much. It seems like they did, unless they'll pick that up later, Hunter. I don't know. Hunter says less Judgment Day segments would have been better for all the crowd, the people watching at home, and we could have possibly seen some talented pro wrestlers who never got TV time to actually have a match or a backstage segment. Yes. That too. Overexposure is also taking time away from other talent that is on that roster. Period. I mean, the Judgment Day is probably easily taking up 1 hour of TV time on Monday Night Raw. Way overdone. But let's see what Wrestling Inc. has to say. They loved a good night for the Judgment Day. It says here, remember when the Judgment Day was just this super god stable of mid-carders that most talked a lot of shit before losing a big match to Edge? How the winds have shifted. We have been documenting the Judgment Day's recent push in more than just the weekly Raw column, as they have been spreading their wings to overshadow other brands as well. But Raw remains their home field, and this week every member of the Judgment Day looked good. Not only did they end the show standing tall over a fallen Seth Rollins, they each had individual moments to shine on the episode of Raw. Damian Priest beat Apollo Crews in a match that was much more competitive than it probably needed to be. How could they even chalk that up as good? Apollo Crews. I mean, seriously, no disrespect to Apollo Crews, but the way Apollo Crews has been booked ever since 2015 or 16, whenever he first came up to the main roster, the way that man has been booked, you're going to try to make it sound to me now that 7 years later in 2023, that beating Apollo Crews is a big deal? No, I'm sorry, it's not. It's just not. It's a joke. It is. I mean, really? I don't understand the people writing this column, but anyway. It says, but we're not going to complain about a guy as talented as Apollo Crews getting some offense in before being crushed. Rhea Ripley, meanwhile, attacked Liv Morgan brutally before the bell, ultimately crushing her arm with a chair. We can't say we love where this leaves Liv Morgan, who was selling her arm like it had just been severed in a horror movie, and who has really been let down by WWE's booking since her SmackDown Women's title run. But we most certainly do love where it leaves Rhea Ripley, who continues to look like, in the words of Corey Graves, and I quote, "What would happen if Oppenheimer took place in Barbie Land?" That's what Corey Graves said, end quote. And Finn Balor had another excellent promo against Seth freaking Rollins. The 7-year itch bitch jokes aside, and continues to be the most interesting version of himself that we have pretty much ever seen on the main roster. Now, as we go into this deeper and dive into this a little bit more, it says, but nobody on Raw, nobody came out of Raw looking better than Dominic Mysterio, who got a whole victory celebration from his Judgment Day teammates for winning, or for retaining his North American Championship on WWE's lower tier third brand NXT when he won the North American title last week. Complete with a dramatic video package about how great he is, and then came out and made the crowd watch a second video package about how great he is. Boo this man. Boo. Perhaps more directly helpful to Dominic's place in the WWE Power Rankings was his singles victory over Sami Zayn. Given the well-documented nature of our extensive love for Sami Zayn, we are actually not upset about this. The match was fun, especially after both Kevin Owens and the Judgment Day were ejected from ringside, and Sami Zayn made Dominic Mysterio look legitimately good, which is exactly what he should be doing. Sammy was also protected in the finish by the fact that Judgment Day had attacked KO on the ramp, and that distraction plays directly into the internal story of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' tag team, as Kevin Owens has graduated from just being annoyingly hot-tempered backstage to actually costing his partner wins because he can't keep his cool. So yeah, actually excellent showing from this suddenly dominant stable. We really want to see WWE commit to this and take this as far as it'll go. In other words, give Balor the title at SummerSlam, you cowards. See, I'm not for Balor winning the title either. I mean, Balor winning the title is just more overexposure for the Judgment Day. We don't need any more Judgment Day exposure. In fact, they need to put something in check here. And here is something that's very important to show that the Bloodline storyline really is, it's the top thing in WWE. You're not going to beat out the Bloodline storyline. Let's see. Hunter says, I saw Barbie and Oppenheimer back to back. You did? So you were busy at the theaters, huh? WWE Friday Night SmackDown delivers all-time best ratings on Fox Sports 1. Because remember, they weren't on Fox this week. They were on Fox Sports 1. So this is huge right here. Listen to what I'm about to say. And this goes to show you why the Judgment Day is... WWE wants the Judgment Day to be as big of a draw as the Bloodline. And the Judgment Day is not going to be as big of a draw as the Bloodline. It's never going to happen. Proof is in the pudding right here. Because on Fox Sports 1, the WWE has a really hard time pulling in viewers. They can't even get 1 million. They can't even get like 800,000 on Fox Sports 1 a lot of times. But listen to this. The fan interest in WWE's critically acclaimed Bloodline saga is not waning anytime soon. Last Friday's WWE SmackDown was viewed by an average of 1.23 million viewers on Fox Sports 1. according to WrestleNomics, and thereby became the most watched episode of WWE's SmackDown show on the Fox Sports cable channel. Although the show saw a significant drop from last week's viewership of 2,309,000 viewers on Fox, a decline was expected due to the switch from network to cable television, meaning fewer homes had access to WWE's flagship Friday night program, which was preempted to Fox Sports 1, FS1, to accommodate the ongoing FIFA Women's World Cup for 2023. For context, the last airing of SmackDown on Fox Sports 1 on December 12, 2022, averaged 902,000 viewers. On the one night prior to that, or on the one episode prior to that on October 8th, 2022, averaged 835,000 viewers. As such, Friday's SmackDown show saw a significant bump from the previous two Fox Sports 1 episodes, so much so that the 0.36 18-49 key demographic rating, it represented its best ever number in the key 18-49 demographic rating, most valued by advertisers. Furthermore, Friday's SmackDown show marked only the third instance of SmackDown drawing over 1 million viewers on Fox Sports 1, following the episodes on October 29, 2021 and December 18, 2020, both of which garnered a little over 1 million views, but this broke the record for all that. Last week, SmackDown was much hyped due to the return of undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, who participated in a Rules of Engagement segment with his cousin Jey Uso ahead of their high-stakes match at WWE SummerSlam. The segment ended with Roman Reigns stopping Solo Sikoa from hitting Jey Uso with a Samoan spike, inadvertently giving Jey Uso an opening to superkick Solo Sikoa out of the ring. The frantic scenes were followed by Jey Uso and Roman Reigns staring down intensely, with a worried Paul Heyman looking on from the corner, as the segment also confirmed that Roman Reigns would be putting both his historic title reign and his tribal chief status on the line against Jey Uso at SummerSlam, something he alluded to by placing his lei on top of his title belt while staring down his cousin Jey. So, there you go. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, guys. Don't let it smack you in the face. You know, I'm just telling you, this is how it is. This is, the bloodline is just on amazing levels, that we never thought we'd ever see. But, I mean, they're doing great work. Really, really doing great work, so they need to keep that up. But anyway, guys, that's what we got now as far as what I would rate WWE Friday Night SmackDown. WWE Monday Night Raw tonight. I mean, to be honest, the show wasn't great. You had a good segment with Logan Paul and Ricochet. And then you had a good match with Bronson Reed and Tommaso Ciampa. Anything else beyond those two things was just mediocre to below average. So, I mean, you're looking at something where there's not a whole lot there. It's just not. Let's see, Hunter says it was exhausting, but it was worth it. Yeah, Oppenheimer being a 3-hour movie, Barbie being a 2-hour movie, so that's 5 hours right there. But like Hunter says, it was way better than any episode of Monday Night Raw, which is true. But Hunter says minus 69 out of 10. Hey, man. I'll give you that rating. You're free to go with that. I gotta go on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm gonna give them a below average rating this time. I have to, I can't give them slack, because it seems like the closer they're getting to SummerSlam, the more and more they're just tailing off. And this is supposed to be when programming is supposed to be at one of its biggest peaks. Well, what's going to happen after SummerSlam when we're going into the fall months, and you got just this period of nothing happening in September, October, and you got to wait all the way till the end of November for Survivor Series, and it's just going to be a complete downtime. We're going to be in for a mess here. So I'm going to say WWE Monday Night Raw for Monday, July 24th, 2023. I'm going to give Monday Night Raw here a 4 out of 10. Below average, nothing special, just basic below average television, and WWE needs to pick it up. They really need to pick up the pace and do something better than this, because, this is not acceptable. At least not to me. I demand better than mediocre to below average. So 4 out of 10, but there you go, guys. So that's going to do it for me right here on this episode Beyond the Ring with Big T right here today. So I will see you guys next time, and yes, there will be a next time for me right here on Beyond the Ring with Big T. That will be for your your AEW Dynamite review and results show on Wednesday night. So join me there for that. Don't forget us, and we won't forget you. And of course, we want the best, and yes, I do mean the absolute best, for all of your professional wrestling needs right here on the internet, right here on YouTube.com today. Always remember to think Beyond the Ring with Big T. And WWE, you gotta step it up, so I can't say thank you for a great show, because you guys gotta step it up and step up your game quick. But I can say this. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching and listening to your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show for today, Monday, July 24, 2023. And another happy birthday to Darth. And, of course, there you go, guys. And as always, everybody, final cheers with the water, Fiji water. Cheers to you. There you go. There you go. Nothing like Fiji water. It's the best. It's such good shit, pal. But, there you go. And, of course, everybody, as always remember and never ever forget that I'm your host, Big T, and I'll see all of you at the matches. I'll see all of you for your AEW Dynamite coverage on Wednesday night. So take care, everybody. I love you all. And I will see you on Wednesday. Alright, take care, everybody. I love you all. And of course, good night, everybody. Ha 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 ha.
This is M-Dog 20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T.
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring. Big T.